Hello everybody and welcome to what's going to be episode 21 of the Empire Man. I'm Icon and what can I say? This is a real town by now. We've got 600 people, most of them living up here, worshipping at the temple, doing their daily stuff. We're building up the artisans quarter by now pretty decently too. And the buildup of living area is one of the most vital things that is up ahead of us. I am more and more considering to build up some areas for the nobility as well, because you know we're starting to get there. Well, nobility. I don't know if the this is really just for nobles or if everybody will love these things, but yeah, not just yet. I think we're going to expand on our living rooms here a bit, living areas, and let's see how things will go from here. Yeah, we can copy that really decently. Nice. There we go. This gives us this little alley here in the back, this little back alley here. I like the looks of that. Okay, so let's quicken up the pace, and let's see. I hope the food situation is still as good as it was, but we had a spiffy overproduction the other year. Let's see how it'll go this year. So, out of the really helpful comments in the past couple of episodes was another thing that somebody pointed out that my pastures could be way larger by this point of the game, and I really like the idea of that. So let's do this for one thing. So thanks, dear commenters. You guys are really helping me out a lot in this regard. So my basic idea now will be to just transform this thing into maximum size. You know, king size pastures. Maybe not this. Okay. This direction is not as appealing as this one. So, gotta shrink into this direction. Shrink into this direction. So, it stopped because I started to reach maximum size for that building. I like the funky edges of that one a lot. Alrighty. So let's do this. The biggest advantage behind that is there's going to be room for an absurd amount of livestock in there. I didn't come up with the idea myself that you don't need the livestock to fill the pasture from the get-go. It'll just happen when you have them there. And since livestock are, well, absolutely needed for the Krator temples, you know, they love their sacrifices. I think that's a great thing to do. This town had some really good expansions the last couple of years. How many years old is this place already? It's 47. Time flies, eh? Alright, we're on 18 leftover subjects. That's totally fine. Oh yeah, there's another thing that I wanted to implement there. Court, you know, we're that much of a city by now that I think law and order must be upheld. So let's spend that. And another thing that I just want to bring up here today is I want to have a second library. So we're just going to copy the first library and put it right next to the first one, I thought, but that's not going to work out that easily because of the fire posts. But I somehow want to keep it that way. You know what? We're going to put up the copy of the library somewhere else. Here, into the vicinity of the school. That's an absolutely fitting thing to do, I think. Bam. There we go. And then, of course, we need to build up the law court. But one thing at a time. I'm already straining my resources hard enough, I think. So my stone production will hate me already. is there a hole in the walls? I don't think everybody will ever care, but sometimes there's glitches that I just don't realize that they're happening. But the good thing is that you can't just block by structure, dismantle it first. Okay, well, as long as nobody hates this house because of that, I'm totally fine with it. Okay, as we see here, there's still not enough of these things for everybody. The request for flat houses is insane. So let's zoom out a bit and check out our town as a whole. I mean, look at this. We're really making sick progress. I think it's about time that I move a little bit more towards the center land here to get our stuff going. So what are we going to do here? I mean, people here basically don't have any real jobs. They just live here, and we're gonna make soldiers out of them. That's what we're gonna do. Hell yeah. Military is one of the things that I'm very, very interested in for this run, or for this episode. So all of a sudden it's +0. We had +20 the whole time, but all of a sudden we don't. Alright, there's slavery. Inbound. Import for fish and mushrooms. I think we're doing just fine here. The only thing bothering me is that we're, again, so freaking low in stone. Always keep my odd jobbers on harvesting stone from the map here, which is somehow strangely annoying, you know, because we don't want to rely on the collectible resources outside there. I don't like that too much. So last year we produced not enough food, really not enough food. Let's see how that'll go this year. Alright, so this place will take a while until it's filled. Okay then. Quite satisfying to see such a huge field here. So I'm really careful right now with my further expansionary plans. Let's wait out a year or half a year and see how things will go. I got no clue if this is just a fluke over the seasons or a trend. I mean, what I do realize is that my crop is getting decimated in a pretty quick pace. So we got the super sick bakery here, and I think it's about time to dismantle the other bakeries here. Let's do this. Let's deactivate the other bakeries. I think that's just not necessary, and my grain income will never be able to tackle that much production. Okay. But that didn't increase my food. That decreased my food. So let's put up a huge fruit farm. No, we're gonna put up a huge grain farm yet again. The more I think about it, the best farms are grain farms for humans, due to the fact that they just love that stuff most. And the best thing I can do is just increase my income of grain to a point where we're just going to keep those bakeries activated the whole time, or build a bigger one, whatever. We're going to see about that. Okay, but let's check how things are going this year. I'm at -3 workers. Yeah, because we had crimes again. Oh no, crypts. Has it happened again? Are we? Yes, we are pretty... no, we're not out of burial places. But let's make sure that we act before anything fuzzy happens there, you know? We've had already trouble with not enough burial spots there. Let's not have that a single time again. Now, I need workers. How can I get more workers? Did this place need that many workers, eh? 19, yeah, okay. That's definitely more people than we had working in the bakeries there. Well, I don't really want to reduce any of my incomes here further than necessary. But, well, if nothing goes, there's gonna go somebody out of the quarry. Alright, but at least we got our 30 men at arms equipped and all. We're producing tools here right now. Only tools, and there's still no overabundance of tools. Holy moly. Well, might be those 130 coal miners here. My god. Out of 600 people at this place, there's 130 of them coal mining. We're quite a mining town. So let's see how our food in output goes this year. It's always strangely confusing formulated. Alright, new library is done soon. I'll have to deactivate the workforce here. I built it primarily for the knowledge capacity, so we don't have to worry with a too low capacity to store knowledge. So let's just see what we can do here. Law. There we go. Chord. I hope the gemstones are something that I can avoid somehow. We'll see about that. Alright. The place where we're going to build it is great, but... crap. It's needing gems. You can't avoid it. Alright. So, we're going to do as follows. We're going to import some gems. So, let's see. $51 items, that should suffice. The next slave trader will bring the necessary money for that. Well, what can we do? So let's check out that food situation here. It's kind of weird that we had this year with negatives and then the counters got reset once more, and I really don't get it. This is one of the most jittery and strange tools that I've used in this game so far. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, look! There's an excess of tools. That means every miner in town finally has a tool. Ha! And I thought this wouldn't happen anymore. Okay, good stuff. That means we can change our designations here and do battle gear. Because I want to have more soldiers. Today's episode is kind of a very, very slow progression, but, you know, I want to be careful and don't overstrain my economy here with things we can't afford. And therefore, we're going to be slowly expanding here today. Oh, look at that. I forgot a road. Oh my. But this is going to be the court. I really like the idea of that placement there. So, how about the flat house? Look at that. We're actually, for the first time, starting to satisfy the hunger for flat houses here in town. I can't believe it. You see me quite happy here, friends. Alright, let's put up a new one of these here. And make sure that everybody has a nice, warm, and snuggly sleeping place. So, all that migration piling up again. Let's see. Religion had a bump upwards, and work. Alright, occupation and fulfillment increase. How so? Yeah, there's, by the way, what kind of job do people actually like most? So they dislike to be janitors, clay pits, mining. Yeah, well, dang. They love administration, libraries. Okay. Well, we're gonna work on that. Basically everything which is, whoops, roughly sophisticated is pleasing the human race. Okay, then. So let's sit out another season there. My coal income is at a point where you can't actually consider exporting some. Only the excess, you know. Most of the time I won't be using that export station, at least I hope so. But I do realize that there's no use in overspilling here, and if we ever get to the point where I produce more than I need, I'd rather sell it to my neighbors and get some easy coin with that. Speaking about easy coin, that's exactly what we need for the coming time, because we really need those gemstones for a court. I don't know if we really need a court that desperately, but I really want to have. By the way, I just came up with a brilliant idea. Let's forget about that. We're just gonna make gemstones all on our own. That's way better, because we got a nice mining area there already, all tunneled up, kind of like, and due to that, let's just do it ourselves. Just realized one thing: the gemstone mine will need one thing, and that's no, the court will need one thing, and that's a constant amount of gemstone to tend it, to keep it in shape. And therefore, I realized that I don't really gain anything if I don't factor in a steady income of gemstone. So either I keep importing it, but that's something I really don't want to do, or I'll just do it like I do it here and start digging out myself. Alright, so my food production seems to be slightly negative, all in all. So I'd say we're gonna authorize all these dudes and put them on the fruit farm. So I got the slight feeling as if I could put up my bakers again. How about that? Instead of fruit farmers, put up bakers. I got the slight feeling as if this new grain farm there could have just been enough to make sure that our dudes are going to be happy. I got 8 slaves by now. Is this even enough for are my prisons even sufficient? I highly doubt it. I mean, it never came up with the idea that we'd have so many subjects imprisoned there. Prisoners 2 of 8. Ah, slaves are held some... Where are the slaves held? Alright. I really got no clue, but... What I do know is that we're gonna get some nice money. Like the idea of selling away my criminals. That's a pretty, it's a pretty simple way of disposing unwanted subjects. Alright. The amount of workers here is really low. Let's pack up some more immigrants there. Yay, the slaver. So take our unwanted subjects and let us buy fish and mushrooms for them. I think that's by far the most morbid part of it. Let's buy food before selling our criminals. That's just how it is. And they spent just almost 9,000 bucks for fish and shrooms. Alrighty. So those huge food imports will also be impacting my food production here in total. It's an interesting and problematic part, but I think we're gonna be fine. Okay, so with the amount of odd jobbers available, we are at least capable of churning out of the mountain here. The gemstone mine will be a grand project, for sure. But also a real big step forward. Oh my god. People love to be at our place, huh? So our bread stacks are full. Who would have thought? So let's say, where can I store more bread? So we have way more clay storage than we'll ever need. So let's change that into extra bread storage. There we go. Nice. That's a really, really good thing to say. Of course, the imports do falsify those numbers a little bit now. But at the end of the day, we will have a constant import of food if everything goes down as it should. Alright, let's slow down a wee bit and export some of our coal, but only if we're above 2,000 of it. No, well. So now we're gonna export as soon as we're above 1,000. That's more than enough to satisfy all our needs. And people all around the world are quite greedy for coal. Haha. Good stuff. So, judging from how things are going, I should have probably went the dwarfs, but whatever. So another thing that's on my mind is, how's the poop situation? Oh yeah, just like I thought. Everything is totally overloaded. Toilet overload. Yucky yuck. Alright, let's copy some of the lavatories and put them down here. Kind of like expected that to happen. Oh, look at that. It's just fitting in that corner here. Perfect. Like that. it'll have some extra wall that nobody really needs, but I do need it for the sake of aesthetics. So, wow, I'm really, really surprised about the amount of people we lure into our area here. Even though I didn't build anything larger so far. But I keep recruiting because our food situation is very, very manageable. We have increased our income quite decently, and I want to put up a huge new mining project, so we need workers. We need them. Oh man, I'm quite excited. So we're gonna put up the deposit display here, and I just realized that I want to dig into the mountain here as well, because there's a really neat part and a really powerful part of that deposit line there. Okay, nice. It's gonna be a long-term job, but whatever. So the lavatory's done. All right, we're over exceeding our needs right now, but it's fine. I rather have too much of that stuff available than the other way around. So, by the way, we're gonna need the lavatories on this side as well. So, blocked by terrain. Are you kidding me? Oh, now I see what happened there. So the walls went rather glitchy there, huh? Okay, so I don't even want to ask. So interestingly enough, we can have different rooms in the same building. That does work. I had no clue. Today I learned. So, whoop! I didn't mean to click you, little subject. No, I want to see how the shitty situation here is. Okay, flat houses are totally over-pressured. It's not really anything new. Let's wait for the next one then. We're just gonna keep building those. One of the most useful ways to expand my empire right now. To just make sure that we gotta have more and more place to let people live at. This is a very nice way to put up some migrational pull as well. And let's see how the food situation is going to be all in all. Once the mountain is caved out enough there, I'm gonna start putting up the gemstone line. It's gonna be a huge step forward. So our meat stockpiles are totally expended right now. Well, so for the next year, we're gonna bring up another huge fruit farm. Or do I? Well, fruit is still the fruit is the food I'm sitting on. I really want more of that. Or do we bring up more bakers? I mean, this place, I could just copy that place. I mean, I got more than enough coal, obviously. 468! Wow! Okay, that's costly. Whew. I had no clue. So a lot of my coal goes into this place then. Alright, but let's do one thing. I want that gem mine. I really, really want it. So we're gonna make it happen like that. Boom. So storage goes here. And a couple of auxiliaries, of course. Again, Same old, same old. We're going to drop them down there and there. And let's get this project started. Oh, man. Oh, so last year we were overproducing 1,300 units of food. That's a good quote. Okay. Alright. So this mine is being produced in a extremely fast time. Nice. So I'm just going to put up a very, very low amount of people here for starters. Just like 10. Let's see what 10 people can achieve here to start with. And on the other hand, let's pick up all the immigrants and put them up to weapons. So 45, Division 0 is growing. I want that. I really want those soldiers. I hope we're going to be able to get ourselves through that properly. Let's see. Let's see how many mining dudes I will need to get the amount of gemstone together that I crave for. But as far as I see, they already cranked out the first gemstone. Yep, they did. Okay. Well, we should be able to go and achieve something with that. So I'd say next episode we're going to bring up the courtyard. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to build it for real, but we're going to design it and see how things will work out there. So for one thing, here, fetch me those gemstones. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, my dear friends. It's been my pleasure. We're really getting somewhere. Slowly but steadily, this place is growing. We're getting closer to the 1,000 people. That's the point where I can call myself Lord Bob of the Empire of Man, and that's going to be a funny part. So, drop me your comments down below, leave me a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and of course, consider subscribing if you haven't done so already. There's daily content coming up from my side. I'd be happy to have you. Have a good one, and see you soon. Goodbye.